Everything's good. Whatever you want, take pictures, whatever you want to do.
All right. I am on board Olli, which is an autonomous shuttle that is running in this corporate office complex. It does have a human being for the duration of this pilot. I guess they're ironing things out. So what can you tell us about this?
Like you said, it's fully autonomous. So you're looking for autonomy, AI. It's recognition of objects and obstacles in its way. It's really up to 100%. I'm not saying that I can't do nothing, that it's not possible, because it's programmable. You can program what you want it to do. So the possibility for it to go forward and back, parallel parking, it can do all that. It's just all the midst of parking. So right now, it's stopped because you see this truck on the side right here. The sun's beaming down, and like a normal human being, if the sun is hitting off an object that's bright enough, it's gonna incondense our view. So I'm gonna just help it out a little bit by passing this truck and tell it that it's okay, that he can go again. That there's nothing in its way, and it's safe to go. So in real life, that does happen to us as humans. We take it kind of cautiously, and we would have just slowed down, not stopped like it did, but for safety reasons, it stops. Just you never know what's around, and it's just being precautious about it. Once you give it the green light to go, you go on this path and continue on to its next stop.
And I would have to imagine that with each of these responses where it comes to a stop, it's a learning opportunity, either programmatically or as an operator. You're recognizing certain trends.
Yes.
And can report back on
yes.
what sorts of adjustments might need to be made.
And that's the reason why we're out here. Like you said, it is a prototype type of field. But at the same time, we're also working with the public, teaching them about robotics and the future of them. Because Sacramento, the city of Sacramento in general, and its surroundings, it has its technology, but not to where it's robotic. And for this being out here in Sacramento, it's a great valuable resource because it's going to bring jobs, it's going to bring more other tech companies to come out here because they can see the interest that the city or the county of Sacramento has in this kind of technology. Now, like you said, every day that we're out here, we're collecting data, and each data that we collect on the hard drives is reported back to our engineers, which are our back end, and they're the ones that read and see what issues we have that we need to work on. So far, this shuttle that you're riding on is barely almost to, I would say, 80% to what we want it at, as when it comes down to being it riding by itself. And I could give it possibly another 2 more years where you're not going to see me on the shuttle at all. Now, the problem is the shuttle at the meantime is only going to be able to be written on in a own property.
Right.
Proprietary kind of space.
Where there's a lot more in the property owner's control.
Yes. Well, that's because of the laws, how they're made here in California.
Right. This can't go on a public street autonomously.
Not at the moment. I worked in Palo Alto before I jumped out here with this team, and my experience in working with autonomous vehicles I've been on this for almost 3 years and a half, and the state of California allows autonomous vehicles on the roads, but now that comes down to the cities that approve it. If the cities see that a vehicle is safe enough to be ridden around with the public, and the public understands that there's vehicles that are out and about that are driving themselves, where, you know, for example, if I stop at the stop and then another vehicle comes and stops, well, I have the right of way because I stopped first, not it. Well, what's going to happen if we get here at the same time? It's going to follow the law to the full extent, which is it's going to stop, and it's going to look at him, and if we have the right of way, we're going to go first, not it. It's going to go by the right person that comes in first, right side goes first, and then so on. So there's a lot of implications that come in with, you know, allowing us to go on public roads, but by us being here gives a lot of opportunity for the city to see how safe these things are and how valuable they are. It's a really, really good resource for like a last drive kind of thing, where you stop at a light rail, or, you know, Golden One Arena, old Sacramento, where there's a lot of foot traffic and they park pretty far. This is a valuable resource for just the county in general, because they can also work at, you know, picking up students from schools and high schools and just, you know, within that neighborhood, drop them off at their house, you know. And by that being said, you know, the more the public sees what we do, the more perception that, you know, the city will have of what we can actually work with. Now, technology-based wise, I'm 110% fully safe in this vehicle. I trust it to a full extent. Now, like I said, it's gonna be to the public to understand that vehicles like this drive themselves, and I'm not driving it. I'm here in case it's a fail test.
Right.
So, you know,
and to get it unstuck if it either decides based on its programming not to move until it receives an all clear from you.
And we had a sample of it earlier with the truck. So, you know, it's something, you know, like you said, it's gonna, the more we work on this, the more the more perception we get on what we need to do. Our next Ollies that come out, our 2.0s, are gonna be more perfected and gonna be more valuable, because they're gonna have a lot more. It's more on, like, let's say, they're gonna be out more on the road than being tested on. So, you know, you'll have more full of experience. And the cool thing about the new ones that are coming out, there's gonna be a lot more. It's gonna be complete. Just like it's high tech now, you're gonna see the actual reason why it's more advanced than what you see here. So, but in a way, City of Sacramento having us out here is the greatest idea that they've had, or I guess in general, Rancho Cordova is, I believe it's like, you know, a future foresight, because this is what's coming our way.
Well, I know this was at Sac State at first.
Yes.
And now it's here.
Yes.
So we're in the city of Rancho Cordova right now.
We are at the actual business park, right next to the city hall.
Right.
And
but we're in the city limits of Rancho Cordova right now.
Yes. So this pretty much is part of the actual city hall, I believe, property. If I understand. And some of these buildings have some city officials in here, if I believe. But other than that, I only know so much about who else is in here. But I know there's other businesses like, you know, Cover California and all that stuff out here. And a lot of the employees who park pretty far always like to jump on. You know, if they don't find parking and stuff, they hop on, and, you know, usually in the morning lunchtime if they have a time. They just want to like have a, you know, we have AC in here. They want to keep cool. You know, we have everything. It's peaceful.
So is there anything you can tell me about what's on the screen here?
Okay, so this is an interface. You can see it's the map is a Google map, but it's not what it's following. What you see here, I don't know if you can zoom in or be able to see these little circles right there within the map. Those are all from the LiDAR. That's what the LiDAR is looking at. So these little spots right here, this yellow wall that you see, it's scanning it, and all those millions of laser lights that the LiDAR is throwing at in front of it, it's reciprocating and it's capturing an image for itself and recognizing if it's a moving object or a standstill object. Now, once it detects an object and it understands that it's moving, it will make a decision if it's safe for it to keep driving, either let it back up or cross its path. Now, if it realizes that the object is in front of it and it stands still, it will wait until it's able to go. And like I said, I just showed you like a little portion of what it does when something is in its way. It will actually wait. Eventually, it's going to be corrected. Our LiDAR is very sensitive, like you saw. We do have LiDARs, 2 in the front, 1 in the back, and 2 on the side, which we have a 360 view of the whole area.
Can we take a look at the outside real quick?
Yeah, this is the front of it. You can see these are sensors right here on the sides. These are our 32 Velodyne LiDARs, which actually are spinning constantly and throwing out a bunch of lasers. Our sensors are inside these covers. They're hidden, pretty much almost like like if you would have in your car. Sensors like hidden within. These are a Koyu 25 meter LiDARs, so they only detect within 25 to 50 meters within it. And then these are also sensors like the ones in the front. This bar is a shutter bar, so if anything gets close to it and touches it, it will just completely shut down the shutter. So I wouldn't be able to move it, touch it, drive it, or anything until I get the okay from my engineering.
Got it. Because that would suggest that it hit something, or something hit it.
Yeah, hard enough to where it shut it down.
I won't hit it with my fist right now. I will not.
Yeah, and like you can see, you have small wires in the back too. LiDAR on top. So it will. There's enough view of everything that it does.
So this version, aside from how it may be restricted to speeds, what would be the maximum